Hi everyone. My name is Dan. I'm the guy from the course landing page. I think that my hair on the photo are a bit shorter. Now they're a bit longer, but it's me. And today we're going to talk about actually transforming your future, because this thing called BDR, this working for American tech companies, is a really big thing. And I'm really sure that if you put enough effort, if you put enough energy, enough enthusiasm, and if you have like some advanced English skill, you can make a really successful career in an American tech company, and you can work from whatever place you would like. But more about it later. So while I'll talk a bit about myself. Quick question. You can just leave the answer in the chat box. What made you interested in the course? Because we've been doing advertising for a couple of months. We've been publishing videos on YouTube, some interviews with real BDRs, and as far as I can tell, if you are on this webinar, you're somewhat familiar with what we do. So why are you interested in the profession? What made you interested in the course and in the BDR profession itself? Please let me know. Let us know in the comment section, and I'll talk a bit about myself. I'm Dan. I've been training BDRs and salespeople for almost 15 years. So I started like back in 2008, I would say. So I believe it's my third, or maybe it's my fourth recession, because everybody, oh, it's recession, that's nobody will get a job. No, believe me, if you know what you are doing, you'll be fine. You're in the recession. So I've been there, and on the left it's me with my daughter, and I believe it's 2014, and she's like several weeks old, and it's the beginning of July, and I believe it may be the 8th of July. And if there's somebody from Brazil on this call, you know that it's like a black day in the history of Brazilian football. This match with the Germany, and I believe this is exactly the day when this photo was taken. So I'm gonna like talk a lot about football because I played like semi-professionally for a couple of years, and I'm still like an active player. So I'll tell some stories and I'll make some comparison, because the job of a modern BDR is very similar to the job of a modern goalkeeper, but more of that later. So if you haven't added me on LinkedIn, please do, because LinkedIn is the #1 social network of people who are making like real money. They're not active on TikTok or Facebook or something. They're on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn may not have the amount of active users like TikTok or Facebook, but if we're talking about the net worth, if we're talking about the amount of money that's being made on the social network, of course, LinkedIn is #1. So please add me there. Follow my content. I post regularly. Also follow BDR Academy on LinkedIn. Also, we have some great stuff. So like a bit of a backstory, because as you can see, we're definitely not from Latin America. Yeah, we're Europeans, and when Europeans try to I've been in this situation like a couple of times, when you're trying to talk to somebody from Brazil, from Argentina, from Venezuela, from Chile, from Ecuador. You hear this a lot. Oh, you don't understand. You were raised like a rich kid. You had everything, and here in Latin America there is a lot of poor people, a lot of like criminal activity. And here, because everybody thinks that if you're from Europe, you're like from Sweden or from Denmark or from Finland, where everybody has, or from Switzerland or from UK, where everybody is happy, everybody has these great salaries. But it's actually not the case. I'm from Soviet Union. Yes, so like I was born in 80s, and on the left you can see the thing called favelas, in Brazil, and on the right you can see like the type of apartment that I grew up in. So we didn't have favelas because it's a bit it still is a bit cold, but we had this thing called communal apartment, which means that there is like this one big apartment, and every family has a room, and the kitchen, the toilet, and the bathroom, they're all like one bathroom for the apartment. So, and there are, for example, 5 families, and 5 families use one bathroom and one toilet, and there is a kitchen, and everybody had like a stove on the kitchen. So I grew up in this kind of apartment. I lived there until I was, I believe, 12. For example, my neighbor was this old schizophrenic lady who tried to stab me with a knife when I was 8 years old. And I wasn't even considered poor, because the communal apartment that my family lived in, we had like 3 rooms in apartment. 3 families lived, like this crazy lady, 1 more family, and we weren't considered poor, because you know, it's 3 rooms. It's like somebody lived in an apartment where it was like 7 or 10 rooms in the apartment, and it was much worse. So I kind of know where a lot of you are coming from. And I didn't get, you know, this crazy expensive education. I didn't have like my I didn't have my like networking for my university. I just I'm a self-made guy, and as you can see, I've been doing this like really a lot. I'm not like this guy from the Instagram who's posting his photos, but I just want to show you that I've been doing this for a long time. You see, it's not like I did this one photo set with different looks. You see that here I'm fat, here I'm not really fat, here I'm like something in the middle, different haircuts. I've been doing this for like, and here you can see it's 2010. So you can see I've been doing this for quite a while. So I've been training salespeople in companies like Microsoft, SAP, Kaspersky Lab, and a lot of other big IT companies. And actually, everything that you see, that was possible because of one skill and one skill only: my ability to attract attention of the influential peoples. Because I know how to write to a person, I know how to call a person, I know what to say in order to attract interest, in order to make the target executive, target person interested in what I have to offer, and then we'll start a conversation. I can be entertaining. So, and that's the essence of the BDR profession that we're going to talk today. So really, the essence of the business development representative profession is the ability to attract attention. And as you can tell, it's very important, not like in this like BDR, in this BDR career. It's like a very important skill for your whole life, but more about it later. So quick question for you. You all know like Microsoft. Maybe some of you is using a Microsoft, Windows computer, Windows machine. Somebody's using Microsoft Office. Some of you have like this Xbox gamepad, which is also Microsoft. So how does Microsoft make money? Yeah. So what are their sources of income? Here is an interesting slide for you. Here is the revenue breakdown. Okay, you can here's a revenue breakdown. You can see that almost a third of Microsoft revenue is brought by a thing called Azure. Does anybody knows what's that? You can write in the chat box. What's Azure, for example? Also, you can see Surface and Windows. Everybody thinks that Microsoft sells only Windows. Windows is only like 13%. Like, okay, not 13, 14% of their revenue. Isn't that interesting? And where does all the other things come from? Okay, so Azure, it's a cloud service. It's the it's cloud services and other products that help like really big companies, enterprises maintain their IT infrastructure. So it's like It's like Amazon Cloud hosting, but it's from Microsoft, and that's like almost a third of their revenue. Also, there's Office, but believe me, they're not making the vast majority of their money from selling Office to like you and your family. Okay, Microsoft is making money from selling thousands and thousands and tens of thousands licenses to some big companies. Okay, so and this sale is very different from a traditional. Oh, you see a banner on Facebook, you click it, then oh, okay, I think I want it. Here is my like $5 a month. Here is my credit card, and you start charging me. No. The sale is done in a really different manner, which we'll talk about it a bit later. Some of the companies from this slide, I believe you're really familiar with them. Maybe you're like a user of some of the services. So there is a MailChimp, Miro, Zapier, I believe in almost not maybe a third, but 20 to 25% of these companies, some of my students work. Miro, 100%, Figma, MailChimp, all these companies, they have my students that are working there. So what is a SaaS? You know, everybody's talking SaaS. What's a SaaS? It's software as a service. So we're not paying for like this license to have this. Maybe some of you who are like old enough, you remember that, for example, 10 years ago, when you wanted to buy Microsoft Office, you just pay, I don't know, 150 to $100, and you had like this box with a disk. Oh, I have an Office, it's mine. Now, it's not working this way. You are set on a subscription. It's like a Netflix style thing when you're paying something like a small amount, but every month, and that's how the money are made. So the companies are making less money like upfront, but if the service is good, they're making more money overall. And users hated this model. Of course, you want to pay for something like one time and own it, but no, we're having subscriptions everywhere. And software as a service is this subscription model, which is like really popular and which is like the go-to model for all the companies. And SaaS companies are everywhere. Okay, so you can see in the beginning of 2023, there are more than 30,000 SaaS companies serving millions of customers. So like an average startup from the Silicon Valley, they are clients of at least a couple of dozen SaaS companies. So they have Slack, they have Asana, they have CRM system HubSpot, for example. They have MailChimp. They have Microsoft Office or Google Drive. They have all this stuff, and every company has like 10, 20 subscriptions. And even if you like look on your monthly bill, maybe you work in a company, or maybe you had or have your small business. I believe that you have several companies that you're paying like the small amounts every month. So that's what a SaaS is in a nutshell. So as I've already mentioned, the mechanics of the SaaS sale, they're really different from the typical, which is called like B2C, business to consumer, business to client, sale that you are maybe used to when you're saying advertising, like when you say plane ticket, for example. You want to go somewhere. Oh, you say plane ticket, and of course, now every phone is like is spying on you. So you said something. Oh, I want to go to Buenos Aires to visit my brother-in-law, and of course, in 2 minutes you'll just start seeing all this advertising in Google. I think everybody is okay with this during these days. But in B2B, doesn't work that way. When we're selling to companies, there is this process called the predictable revenue. You can Google book, you can buy it on Amazon. It's a very good read. So if you want like to have a grasp of how the sale in the modern IT is made. So here we have outbound reps, the guys whose sole purpose is to make an appointment, to make a to interest the client enough for him to make an appointment to learn more about the products or services that you're providing. And then the account executive kicks in, he or she attends this meeting, closes the sale, and then there is customer success manager who makes sure that everything is good, and the client is renewing the contracts. And if we're talking about our course, the BDR thing, the BDR thing is here. It's the outbound. I believe that I will be able to draw. Okay. Maybe not today. Okay. My drawing thing doesn't work, unfortunately. Okay. So we're here. We're outbound reps. So your sole purpose is to make an appointment. Sounds really easy, right? Why it's not everyone just make an appointment. What's so hard about it? But we'll talk about it in a second. But before we continue, please be sure to opt in to our YouTube channel, to follow us on YouTube. We're posting some content on LinkedIn. We're doing the videos, and my co-founder Max, he is interviewing the BDRs who are working like right now during the recession, who working for tech companies and who tell their real stories about how much money they're making and what's the how their day looks like and what they do like in the BDR profession, what they don't like. So these are real people. You can check them on LinkedIn, and you can of course check our interviews. So what's the career trajectory as a BDR? So as I've already mentioned, the first step is try to like make this appointment. But what will you do like in a year, for example? Okay, you'll understand how to make this appointments with the potential customer. What next? Let's see. So there is this site called repu.com, which is we don't own it. It's like one of the biggest sites that aggregates the data about the salaries of the business development representatives and other salespeople in the IT industry. So let's go there, and in real time, let's just check what are the salaries right now in the US market. Wait a sec, I'll switch to the other tab, and we'll continue in a couple of seconds. So Roman, please, pretty please, tell me if you can see. Tell me if you can see my screen. Okay.
Well, yeah,
are we good?
We can see it. Yep.
Oh, okay. Perfect. So you can see the link, you can see everything. It's repu.com, salary sales development representative. So let's talk about the like current state of address. So what salary can you have if you like work and in this entry level position for a tech company, and what is your career trajectory? So here we see several parameters. First is the median base salary. Base salary is your guaranteed payment. So we get this question a lot because a lot of you are concerned that this kind of appointment setting thing is some shady like a performance or percentage based deal when you get paid nothing, like nothing is guaranteed. You get paid only on a percentage basis. So just raise your hand who was at some point of your career involved in like this kind of profession where you you can make, I don't know, you can make $1 million, but you don't get any salary and you just get a percentage. And if you're doing well, you'll be like a very wealthy man. Yeah, I was there. But frankly speaking, when I started my consultant practice for the first couple of years of my career, I was doing solely performance-based gigs. So I wasn't paid any any fixed fee. I was working only on percentages, and it has some upsides. But I believe you're not here to learn about like the opportunity where you can make a percentage of something. You want stability. you want a well-respected profession, you want a well-respected job, and base salary is the salary which is guaranteed. And median means it's not, median is not the average. So if you studied math in school, you know what I'm talking about. Median, by the way, is a better parameter to study. Then there is this thing called on target earn. And by the way, you can browse here. Once again, everybody can register, everybody can log in. It's not like some secret subscription-based website. There is like this registration process. You can like follow it and you can see for yourself. And what I like best, you can choose the company that you may be interested in, okay, and see how much money is everybody making. Isn't that interesting? I think it's very interesting. So there is this thing called on target earnings. On target earnings is median base, is the base salary plus like the bonus part. And bonus gets paid for a BDR. It's usually some amount of meetings that you book in a month. Okay, so it's like you get base 55. It's how much? It's 3. It's actually it's $3,500, let's say, roughly $3,500 per month. And then if you book, for example, 10 meetings per month or 5 meetings per month, you get like an additional 1,000. And that's your median on target earnings. Okay, then there is a top performer. So the best BDR in the company, how much money does he or she makes? And this is, by the way, this is maybe one of the most important parameters here. It's the percent that attain quota, which means that what's the percentage of the BDRs or the sellers who make their quota, okay, who get to the on-target earnings. For example, if your on-target earnings is, for example, I don't know, $100,000, okay, and if the quota attainment in the company is like 2%, this means that only 2 out of 100 sellers they attain their quota, which means that there is something wrong with the product. Okay, but if the quota attainment is more than 50%, this means that 1 of every 2 sellers makes his or her quota, which means that the sales plans are adequate and the product is good. Okay, it's that simple. So it's all about the research. Okay, there is nothing worse than opting to work for a company that has like this crappy product that nobody wants, and you get burned out by offering to customers. Of course, you want to sell something, not like sell, yeah. You want to work with a respectful with a respected product. You want to work with a good product that really helps really helps other companies. And this parameter quota attainment helps you to choose the correct company. But I told you that we're talking about the trajectory. Usually, if you are good BDR, if you get to your on-target earnings, if you attain your quota, in a year, you get promoted to the account executive. And account executive is the person who closes the sale. Okay, as a BDR, your job is to make the call, and on the call, maybe you watched those movies like Wolf of Wall Street, for example, or The Boiler Room, where is this junior guy who is like making the first contact, and then, oh, wait a second, I'll call to when the client is interested. Yeah, you're calling your more experienced colleague like Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah, in the Wolf of Wall Street, and he's like with his golden watch, he's like, wow, I'll close the deal. Okay, that's exactly the same thing. And if you're working for like a year, in 12 months, you are almost guaranteed to be promoted to account executive. And what's an SMB? SMB means small and medium business. First, you'll be promoted to a position to close like smaller deals. For example, let's say Microsoft. There are companies that are buying tens of thousands of Microsoft Office licenses. Of course, nobody will allow you to work with such big clients with this little experience. Of course, you'll be asked to work with companies who want to buy like 50 or 100 licenses, and then you'll be promoted even more. So let's look on the account executive salaries. So we have the median base salary of 65, which is a substantial increase, as you can see. And by the way, I don't think that a lot of you are will be comfortable with sharing your current income, but when you register for the webinar, and if you're leaving the request for our course, for our BDR course, we ask you to share your current income and just compare it with what you're making now. Are you interested in those kind of money? Are you not interested? I don't know. Maybe you're making 5K right now, and maybe this is not your cup of tea, as Englishmen say. But I think that for a lot of you, this may be an interesting opportunity. And of course, we are taking into consideration that all of this is 100% remote, 100%. There are some caveats though, because you will mainly work with the US customers, and time zone is really crucial. Actually, that's why we're offering this course to you guys from Latin America, because the time zone is very convenient for the US. For example, if you lived in Australia or in Indonesia, for example, it will be much harder because this time difference will be just really awkward. And you can work from wherever you are right now, okay, the city you love. Maybe you in a small village, but the internet is good, but you want to live in the mountains and work for an American company. That's totally doable. So median base salary, then median on target earnings 125 when a SDR is 80. All right, so we're account executive are getting the percentage from every deal, and that's why their on target earnings are way more interesting. And the top performers 272 against 125, so it's more than 100% increase. And the percent that attain the quota a bit smaller, but still okay. Then there are mid-market. So mid-market are the account executives that are selling, for example, not to the companies that want 50 licenses. They're selling to the companies that want 200 or 500. So that's called mid-market. Okay, and there is this crème de la crème, as our French friends like to say. There is this enterprise account executive who's the person who works with the top customers, and usually after 3 years of experience in as a BDR, SMB, or mid-market account exec, you can be promoted to an enterprise account executive. And here you can see 125 to 5 median on target earnings and top performer earning potential. And which is really interesting here, there are some real case studies when the seller is making how much? Just see for yourself. It's not 130, it's not 146. It's 1 million, more than $1 million. Of course, you need to pay taxes from this, so maybe it will be around million if we were talking US money. But still, it's not a CEO, it's not a CFO, it's not the president of the company. It's just a seller who makes $1 million. But of course, we're not telling you that you will make those kind of money from a 5-month course. It will be just crazy and stupid not even for us to tell it, but for you to believe it. We're talking about this basic basic role as a BDR, but I just wanted to show you a perspective, okay? Because I think that if you are during your holiday, yeah, on Saturday, you have a lot of things to do. You want to rest, and you want to hang out with your friends, with your family, with your kids or something, but you decided to invest your time in a webinar about a profession. You're really ambitious, and you think that you have some untapped potential in you, and you want a path, you want a career trajectory, you have some goals, you have some dreams, you have aspirations. In what house you want to live, in what country you want to live, what car you want to drive, okay? And I just wanted to show you the path, how to get there, okay? Our first step will be, just this BDR position. But if you are good at it, if you like it, if you'll be like a productive BDR, you will not only be employed on the starting position, you will be promoted. And here the promotions are very, very quick, because it's very it's pure profit. There is no reason not to promote the BDR who's doing good, because he will be just making more money for the company. And so the promotion in the world of enterprise sales is the quickest. So that's one more thing to consider. So let's get back to the presentation, and I'll share some more thoughts with you. Okay, I'll need to do this screen sharing thing once again. Roman, can you see me? Not
Yes,
me,
well,
but the slide deck. Okay.
Yep.
Super. So yeah, it all sounds really nice, isn't it? Okay. Salaries, RepView.com, BDRs, everybody wants them. Everything is just great. But if the profession is so great, why isn't everybody in it? It's basic. It's very logical. Why isn't everybody in working as a BDR? Okay, there are several reasons. Reason number one, it's damn freaking hard. Okay, so especially at this day and age where everything is automated, you can create a short prompt in chat GPT, and it will like write a letter for you in a perfect English. In this day and age, it's extremely hard to be a BDR. It's hard money to make. I know how to be productive and how to be successful in this profession. I know the shortcuts, but it's a hard job. It really is. It may not seem like like much, because there is like this guy with a computer sending some emails. Oh, hope in the end of the week there is this message from the bank. Oh, $3,000 your salary, it's been deposited. Okay, and you're just sitting with your computer, and nobody and everybody thinks that it's really like simple, but it's not. Okay, like 10 years ago, this thing on the slide, it could work. Okay, I believe if you're active on LinkedIn, or if you worked for like a big company, you got these messages. They're all, which is called cookie cutter, which all the same, copy paste messaging. When there is one letter, and you send it to everybody. 10 years ago, no questions asked, it worked. But now, when there is AI, when there is all this automation services, you need to really stand out in order to be productive as a BDR. And here is like the example. Here is an inbox of a typical executive in a big company, even in a medium one. A mid-level executive gets at least 50, but if it's like a bigger exec, hundreds of messages on LinkedIn, the email per day, not per week, per day. And everybody, of course, want to sell him something. And you will be one of those hundreds. And you need to be able to stand out. Executive doesn't reply to like 99% of the messages, but you need to get in those 1% and get your message answered and get your meetings set up. And that's the essence of the BDR profession. And that's what we're going to talk about on the BDR program. So reason number one, it's really hard. That's what not a lot of people are successful BDRs. And reason number two, it's damn competitive. It really is. It's really, really competitive. That's a screen. It's like I got this yesterday. Not yesterday, like day before yesterday. One of my colleagues, he has a SaaS company. I believe it's called Deck Robot. It's the company that automates with AI, of course, because everybody is doing something with AI. This is the company that automates the creation of the PowerPoint presentation for big companies. I won't bother you with the details, but it's like a fast-growing business, and they're making like millions of dollars. And he is real, and maybe he will be like a partner of our course, and you will be able to work for Tony because it's a really great product. Tony lives in Switzerland, but he has salespeople in Latin America, in US, and he in India, I believe, also. And he's like very active. He's a great guy. And look here, we published a job opening 4 hours ago and got 1 applicant per minute. Okay, 1 applicant per minute. Of course, it's a recession. A lot of people are losing their job, and if you want this job, if you want to be able to work remotely, if you want to be able to earn stable salary in US dollars, living in Argentina, in Brazil, in Chile, in Ecuador, wherever you want, if you want all this, you need to work really hard. And I have a wonderful example for you. You know, it seems that a lot of people in Latin America are real fond of, this hard rock music, hard rock, progressive, and so on. Because there is this there is festival called Rock in Rio, and some of the best live performances, for example, let's say Iron Maiden, their Rock in Rio album is one of the best of all they have, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 albums, and Rock in Rio is one of my favorite. So I think that this metaphor, it's not about football, it's about rock music. So I believe that you will be able to hear the sound. Roman, could you please assist me? Skill set of a successful BDR. Now let's talk about the things that you need to know, to master, in order to work for a tech company. And now we'll talk a bit about football, because when I talk with the people outside the tech industry, they often tell me that, oh, BDR, you need to know how to call people. Okay, just pick up the phone and la 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 la. Oh yeah, here's me. You don't need to know nothing else. It's not the case. As a modern BDR, you need to learn, you need to know so much. And here is an example for you. As you know, I'm a goalkeeper, and there is this. I think it's more than 20 years. I'm a big fan of Manchester United. Okay, Casemiro, De Gea, and all the guys. So the guy on the left is Mr. De Gea. He is the goalkeeper of Manchester United, and it's sad to say, it's very like it's heartbreaking for me. He will get this trophy this year. I think it's called the Golden Glove for the goalkeeper who had the most dry matches. Dry matches when you don't when you missed 0 goals, and so De Gea will get this reward. But he is not a good goalkeeper. He is not a good modern goalkeeper, because De Gea is he's great when there is a strike and you need to react and you need to play the ball, but he's awful with his legs. But right now, modern goalkeeper needs to play with his legs, and I have several videos for you. Here's Mr. De Gea, who's, once again, he's a genius when it comes to to a shot, when you need to react. His reflexes are phenomenal. But here's what he's doing with his legs right now. See? Boom, to the other guy, and everybody is like, oh god. And the guy is making 350,000 pounds per week. Okay, once again, boom. So, and no, it's not how it's how you could play in I don't know, 92, okay, 94. But not now. And here is the guy who a lot of you are really familiar with. It's Mr. Ederson, who is the goalkeeper of the Brazil national team, and who, as I think, who is the best goalkeeper in the world right now. And not because of his reflexes, because pound for pound, De Gea has better reflexes. When there is a shot, De Gea is better. but look what Ederson does with, he's a playmaker. Okay, so his passing skills are just phenomenal. He's like, it's like when Manchester City is playing, it's like +1. And that's what real goalkeeper does. And here, it's like modern BDR. Ederson is like a modern BDR, and De Gea is like a BDR from the last century. The guy who can only call, who can do nothing else, who can write, who can like send a message on LinkedIn, who can use artificial intelligence to craft some personalized like pitch, who can make research on the company. He can only call. He is great in calling, but he can't do anything else. So that's like my metaphor. So let's talk about a skill set. So here I want to share with you a job opening of one of my partners, and you can see for yourself what is been expected for a from a modern BDR. Wait a second, Roman. Once again, I would ask you to assist me in this task. I will share my screen, and please tell me if you can see it. Are we good?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
Perfect. So there is this thing called Draft Me, and this is the product that uses AI to generate contracts. So it's like, you know, these lawyers who create all these contracts, all these complex documents. Now you can do like not all of it, but some of it with an AI, and it's really good business. And they are looking for this BDR person, and unfortunately, they don't yet have offices in South America. But if you are interested, they can you can work remotely, or they can relocate you to I think it's Bali, it's Indonesia, or Dubai, as far as I'm concerned. And here is the skill set. Okay, native or fluent English, experience of some software company, good personal brand, strong LinkedIn profile. Okay, because as a modern BDR, you need to be active and you need to be visible on LinkedIn. If you think that you can work in modern sales and don't have a personal brand, you're just crazy. Okay, it's just not gonna happen. Like selling without a personal brand on LinkedIn, impossible, especially for a US card, just impossible. If you don't want to add just a lot of working on just, you know, close the window with the webinar right now, we have nothing to offer to you, because you need to have personal brand on LinkedIn. And I'm talking personal brand on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm not asking you to like dance with this. Oh yeah, I'm a bit, no. You need to post some relevant professional content on LinkedIn. You need to add you need to add your potential employers to your network, and you need to be really active and strategic. Not only active, strategic. Not only doing, you know, doing things right. You need to do right things, as Peter Drucker once said. So you can see the skill set of a BDR. Okay, 10 years ago, it was like native or fluent English and like ability to write. And that was like it. But now the bar is set really high. But good thing is that like 10 years ago, a BDR made, I don't know, 500 maybe as a base, and now it's up several thousand. It became more complex, but the payment is way better. So let's take some time and talk about the skill set of a successful BDR. Roman, once again, our shtick with the PowerPoint.
Yes, it's all good.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about the skill set. And so it just happened that the skill set that you will need for being a for becoming a successful BDR. It's exactly the same set of skills that we provide you in our BDR training course. I spent I think it was there is this joke about Pablo Picasso when he was like sitting in a restaurant or something, you know, the famous painter, and the waiters came to him and said, "Oh, can you just you know draw a picture of me?" I said, "Okay, just give me a napkin." Oh, she gave him a napkin, and he just like in 5 minutes, she put something together. So there is a picture. And how much do I owe you? And he says something like ridiculous, like $1 million. So why so much money? You spend only 5 minutes on this portrait. I go, no, you don't understand. I spent 40 years to learn how to do it and 5 minutes to actually do it. Okay, so I'm billing you not for the 5 minutes. I'm billing you for like 40 years and 5 minutes combined. So I was just I wanted to tell you that, oh, I spent several months preparing this program, but actually that's a lie, because I spent 15 years and 2 months prepping this program. So everything that you will see right now, it will seem like a lot. Okay, we'll talk about working with CRM, we'll talk about social selling on LinkedIn, but I believe that at this point you understand that all this is crucial. Because once again, is it a lucrative profession? Yes. Does it pay well? No question asked. Even of a basic level, because we'll use that if there is like a certain point in any career, it doesn't pay like at all, or it pays very, very little. Okay, and then when you gain some experience, you become like you get more money, but that's not the case. Okay, when you are a BDR for a tech company, actually, I don't know, but I believe that $2,000, $3,000 per month is a starting point, is a decent salary. Who thinks it's a decent salary? Just let us know in the comment section. And maybe if you are still here, I believe that you think that it's an okay salary. So is it respected? Yes, but it's really, really hard. So let's go through the modules of the training program. Once again, it's 5 months. We're not telling you that, oh, there is this webinar that you need to watch on your phone, sitting, I'm sorry, on a toilet, and you'll be like this sales superstar who will make millions. No, it's not going to happen. You need to work hard, but with a proper system that we will equip you with. We guarantee that you will be employed by an American tech company. So let's go through every model week by week. Course curriculum. Week number 1, anatomy of the SaaS sale and the role of the BDR. We touched that a little in the beginning of the call. Okay, all this predictable selling, BDR, SDR. During this model, you will get like the full understanding of how the business works. Okay, because once again, you need to be prepared. Because just imagine you're going to like this to an interview by a tech company, and you're asking, oh, and how do you guys work? So what's how is so like this? How do you make money? And of course, you failed your interview, because everybody expects you to be ready right away. You need to know these things if you want to work in tech sales in US. That's just an example. Okay. Week number 2, decision-making process in complex B2B deals. Okay, as I've already mentioned, selling to B2B and selling to B2C is very, very different. It's not that you see this advertising, it's a flight or I don't know, sneakers. Okay, and you want them, and there's your size, there is a special offer, and you enter your credit card number and you're golden. No. In B2B, there are several people involved. Okay, so usually it's if we're talking like SMB or mid-size, 5, 7, sometimes 10. So you'll need to write several people inside one company. You need to write them differently, different messaging, and so on. And it's a really complex. It's a really complex process, and without knowing it, once again, you won't be able to be productive as a BDR. It's the staple of any B2B sale. Week number 3, how to conduct a product research and analyze the value chain. Once again, nobody will pay you for practicing your drama. You remember the video with the Dream Theater, yeah? Nobody will pay you for practicing the drums and for, you know, researching the products. You need to be ready. Okay, you need to be ready, and you need to understand how the product works and how the business that you want to work that you want to work with operates, and which is really, and actually that's one of the reasons why we guarantee the results during this first 2-3 weeks. You will select what's called the domain. You will select the niche that you are really passionate about. What I love so much about tech sales, there are a lot of, you know, these colors and business models and a lot of very interesting products. Okay, for example, you always wanted to, I don't know, to be a farmer, for example. You just loved it. You sometimes when you will be old, you'll have your own farm. I know, maybe a winery or something, or you'll have, like, you know, cows or what have you. Okay, or maybe you want to make some wonderful coffee in Guatemala, for example. Why not? But right now you need to make some money, and there are a lot of SaaS tech companies that are working in the niche called agrotech. So there are these services, these products that help the agricultural companies produce better results. For example, this may be like drones. Okay, drones who are flying over the fields and analyze, maybe you need to add something to the soil, and there is this kind of pesticide, and yada yada yada. So there's an agrotech. Or maybe you wanted to be a teacher. For example, I wanted to be a teacher, but unfortunately, in the beginning of 90s, being a teacher paid like $50 per month, and it wasn't guaranteed. So I I was and actually I decided to take like another path. But I'm still very passionate about educating other people. Actually, as you can see, I'm really passionate when I'm telling about telling about stuff. And if you're interested in education too, there are those companies called edtech vendors. For example, you all know about Coursera or Skillshare. They deploy their content on those, you know, high maintenance edtech platforms, and there are companies that produce and sell them. You can work in education, you can work in advertisement, you can work with the CRM, or maybe you are interested in e-commerce, for example. You wanted to, or maybe you have, or maybe your wife has her own like e-commerce store. I don't know, you're selling candles or what have you, and you're really passionate about these topics of e-commerce. There are a lot of companies like Shopify, for example, yeah, who are servicing this exact segments. So you can pick the segment that you're passionate about, you can study it, become like an expert, okay? You can learn about it a lot, and then you can approach the companies in this segment. So you want to work for edtech companies, and you select, like, you know, 100 edtech companies in US that you want to work with. Okay, and they begin, and it's the week number 4. They become your like ideal customers. Okay, so ideal customer profile is the set of criteria that you use in order to choose the companies who to sell things to. Okay, so that's the thing that separates like a tech sale from a typical non-professional sale. When you're trying to like sell to everybody, when you're selling tech, you know exactly who you're selling to. We need to choose these companies with this amount of people, with this CRM system, who know this, and this, and then we'll reach out to them and generate meetings and make some money. Okay, so week number 4, ICP. Week number 5, how to create an engaging LinkedIn profile. Photos, tagline, Beyond's work experience, and you'll just get your LinkedIn profile ready. Once again, why we're guaranteeing the result? Because you start like approaching, pursuing the target employers almost from the very beginning of the course. So week 5, you're preparing to grow your LinkedIn network. You will take care of your profile, you will take care of your photo, you will look professional, you will describe your previous experience, and even if it's not much, if there is not a lot of companies that you worked for, still there is some, you can write about your volunteering, you can work, you can write about the courses you attended. So there is a lot that can be done, even if you don't have a lot of working experience on LinkedIn. And if you have a lot of experience, that's even better. Okay, week number 6 and week number 7, social selling, how to grow and engage your network. And here is this awful mistakes that is being made by a lot of people who just, are very new to LinkedIn. They just start to add everybody. Just, oh, I need to have like this 500, 1,000, 2,000 people in my network. And okay, I'll make money with this somehow. No, you won't. You need to be very strategic. You need to understand, once again, what's your recipe. For example, let's say during the second week of the course, you understand that, yeah, I think that I want to sell to ed tech. I want to sell to companies like Skillshare. I want to not like sell. I want to sell the edtech products, but to do this, I want to be employed by edtech company. And I create this list of edtech companies. I understand who is like the main seller, like VP of sales, or maybe a CEO, head of sales, or something. And I start to strategically add them to LinkedIn network. I'm not adding everybody. Why do I need to add everybody? Especially taking that now LinkedIn has some strict limitations. You can't add like hundreds of people every day. It's like the limit is like 20, 30, depends on your social selling score. So you need to be very strategic with the people that you add to your network. And during this week 6 and 7, you'll create your social selling strategy. And social selling is not like you need to know how to comment. You need to know how to engage with the content by your target executive, because working with LinkedIn is not like adding somebody to the network and then sending him this message, oh, buy my stuff. No, it doesn't work this way. You need to be strategic. It's like it's like in real life. Okay, so you just this you get this one conversation, then a second conversation, third conversation, and then very slowly you start to talk about some business stuff. So take your time. We're only like 6 weeks. Yeah, it's 1.5 months in the course, and you already start to grow your business. And just let's do some quick math. If you add at least like 20, 30 people per day, even if you take Saturday or Sunday off, we don't want you to burn out. Okay, like 5 days, 5 days a week, 30, 150. Then there is like 450, 600 per month, and like in a couple of months you'll have more than 1,000 relevant connection with the average connection rate of like at least 30%. I'll teach you how to. Connection rate is like when you add 10 people and at least 3 of them connect with you, add you back. Okay, so you'll have your network, and it won't be like this, you imported your contacts from Gmail and added everyone on LinkedIn. It doesn't make any sense. You won't make any money with those people. They won't employ you. But if you're strategic with your LinkedIn approach, I'll show you how to grow your network and be visible for all your potential employers. You understand what we are doing? We're just creating the network of the companies that will employ you once you're ready. And you'll start to engage with them like several months before you ask for something. That's called the networking. Okay? And that's exactly why we guarantee the result. Because it's like, during the course, you're not only learning, you're doing. And you're doing it selling the most important product in your life. I'm sorry for being such a cynic, but the most important product in your life is you, your career, and your future. And that's what we will be selling on the course. Week 8, research and list building, how to conduct account research and harvest sales intel that can help you to land a meeting, which is very important, because the main thing about the current, if you want to engage with the person, you need to say something unique. And when AI generates like any text in a couple of seconds, you need to know what you're saying. So I'll teach you how to work with large amounts of data, how to go through the webinars, YouTube videos, how to make short summaries using ChatGPT and other AI-based tools in order to speed up your account research, how to harvest a lot of data and extract some what's called the sales intel. So you need to be relevant to the person. Okay, I'm not reaching out to Roman, for example. I'm not hey Roman, we have I think we have a lot of common in common. Let's be friends. Let's chat. No, if Roman doesn't work anywhere and he doesn't have any connections, then yeah, this may be the way. But if Roman is like a busy executive, and if Roman has 500 people reaching out to him every day, that's not gonna cut it. But what will gonna cut it is if for example, I studied some interview that Roman did on YouTube, or I read his article that he published on LinkedIn a couple of days ago, and I said, "Oh, Roman, I read your article about this and this, about this tech solution, and I believe that, and I'm there, and I'm very targeted. Okay, so I'm offering some very I'm offering some very precise and professional comments. I'm engaging with his content. Okay, I'm relevant, I'm personalized, and this ability to be personalized and relevant is the key of creating the powerful messages that will convert to meetings. Engage in copywriting in the age of AI, weeks 9 and 10. Where if you think that if you wrote, a lot of you you started in some of you studied in America, I don't know, in UK somewhere, and if you think that if you wrote a thesis in English, this means that you can write like sales copy. No, you can't, because writing a sales copy as a BDR is really hard. There was this guy called Winston Churchill who once told that if you want me to give a 1 hour speech, give me like 20 minutes to prepare. I'll do it. But if you want me to give a 5-minute speech, give me at least a week. Because crafting short messages is much harder. Okay? And right now, when everybody is reading their emails on a cell phone, your message in LinkedIn or an email should be tops 30 or 40 words, tops. And you need to cramp everything in this small. It's like Ernest Hemingway, you know, all this. There is this story about Hemingway winning the prize for the shortest novel, and the novel was like For Sale, Baby Shoes, Never Worn. Okay, so it's a very sad story that he told like in 6 words. And you need to be, I'm not telling you that you need to like write like Hemingway, but you need to be so precise. You need to like be able to cramp a lot of data in very short messages. And there are no courses that teach you this. Okay, it's not about not making mistakes. This is the easy part, because everybody has this Grammarly or I don't know, Microsoft Word. Everybody will tell you in Gmail you start to write, and then it tells you what to say, what is the right word to use, where you should. It's all. It's not hard, but creating the short message is really hard. So that's what we'll talk about in weeks 9 and 10. Then week 11, creating a sales cadence. If you want to be productive, you need to be able to do omni-channel. So which means that you write on LinkedIn, then you write an email, then maybe I've been asked a lot, will we need to do some cold calls? If you want, we'll have like this bonus module about cold calling. It's not a problem. You don't need to. You don't need to. But if you want, you can. Okay, if you're comfortable with calling people, no problem. I don't like it. It's not my I can, but it's not my weapon of choice. Okay, I'm better with email. Okay, but some of you want to call, and sequence is this sequence of steps. Okay, so you're like writing this email on the first day, and if the person doesn't respond in the third day, you call, and then you send a LinkedIn message, and this is called the cadence. It's very complex process, but you need to master it in order to be productive as a SDR. Then weeks 12 and 13, sales tech and AI tools for the modern BDR, also very important. You need to be able to work with modern AI tools. And of course, I'm not telling you about I'm not going to tell you about the thing, oh, please ChatGPT, please write me a letter, because these letters are awful. Don't do this. But ChatGPT and other AI tools, they can save you a lot of time and research. They can fine tune your English in a couple of ways. So they can be used and they should be used, but you need to be very, very careful. And I show you how to do it right. Then week 14, working with HubSpot CRM. Once again, nobody will pay you or employ you and teach you how to use a CRM system. You need to be able to do this right out of the box. And HubSpot has this. Actually, there are two biggest CRMs. There are Salesforce and HubSpot. All are great, but HubSpot has this free tier, and you'll just create your account, and I'll show you how to do the basics in HubSpot, and it will be really beneficial. Then weeks 15 and 16, working with Sales Navigator, also very important, very crucial. Account list, account research, we'll talk about all of this. Then engage in target companies and land in a job interview. Weeks 17 and 18. This is when we start to reach out to your potential employers. Just, short recap. We start to grow your network on week 5, maybe week 6, and every week, every day of the week, you'll still be growing, engaging on LinkedIn, and leaving comments and writing posts. And I'll show you how to do it in a more in a more productive manner. You'll be growing your network. And week 17 and 18, when there is the time to engage, here is the magic. If you've done everything right, and if you followed my instructions, okay, if you were not just listening to the webinars and then not doing it, and then doing nothing, if you are following the system, at this point you already have all the companies that you want to work for as a connections in LinkedIn, and you have some relationships with your potential boss. That's the magic of the system. Okay, we're not using some abstract example of this company that doesn't exist. No. You sell yourself as a product, and at the week 17 and 18, we'll start to reach out to your target companies. And this can be really simple. You can just have a post on LinkedIn. Oh, guys, I'm finishing this BDR Academy course, and I'm open for I'm open for job interviews. Here's what I can do. Here is my diploma. Here you go. Then getting paid by the US company, also very important, because as far as I can tell, you all live in South America and the companies will be in US. So we need to, you need to get paid. And there are a lot of companies like deal.com who take care of all the payments, but we'll have a special person who will cover all the details about getting paid as a non-US resident by a US company. So we'll got you covered there. Then salary negotiations and sales quota. Okay, you're already there, but there is this final step when you need to negotiate some final terms. So how to understand that the company is offering you some reasonable, because this when imagine that for example you are making you got this job and it's like $2,000 or $3,000 per month, and you're happy, but you're happy just until you learn that all the other BDRs are making like 4,000 per month, for example. Okay, so it's all it's all relative. So you will be happy until you understand that you're like the lowest paying person in the lowest paid person in the squad. So we'll teach you how to negotiate on the salary and how to understand that it's like it's a good job offer. And I believe that for for the best of you, at the end of the course, you'll have like several offers on the table. So it's not about, oh, please, please, please employ. It will be about, oh, I want to work with this company, I want to go this company, or go to this company. Because if you are a person of value, and a qualified and professional BDR is a person of value for any company right now. I don't care what is recession. Everybody is everybody has this everybody's firing people left and right. Okay, but just go to any company's website, any SaaS company, go to their job section. Chances are that there is a business development representative there. Everybody is looking for a good BDR. Not for any BDR, not for a BDR who knows nothing. Oh, please teach me how to use HubSpot, how to use LinkedIn. I don't know nothing. Please, like for 3 months, I will be just, no, I'm very talented. Please. No. Everybody wants a BDR, but they want the BDR to be prepared. Like Mike Mangini in Dream Theater. You go, drums, go. You're ready for a show. Okay, week 20. I think we covered the program. I think it was I don't know how much. Oh, we're more than an hour on our webinar, Roman. I think we'll talk about the payments, because we got like a lot of questions here, and we have some upgrades in our payment system. So Roman, before I talk about the salary, let's do some simple math. Let's do some simple math. So you can like make a screenshot or make a photo on your phone on this table. So like two situations. Let's pretend that your like current salary is like $1,000 or $1,500, and it grows every year by 20%, which is like a big assumption if you're not in tech sales. Okay, but let's assume, just for the sake of this conversation and of this example. And here we have the BDR monthly salary. Once again, we're not promoting you to an account exec. I'm not telling that in 3 years you will be an enterprise account executive and earn this $500,000. You may very well be, but this minimum scenario. I don't want to promise you some, these sand castles and some dreams that are not coming. This is the very extremely realistic scenario. It's like, actually, it's not the typical, it's less than a typical career path, but just for you to understand that all the numbers are real. So let's take your monthly salary and your early income, your 2, your 1, your 2, and your 3. So with a $1,000 salary, it's like 50 to almost 53,000, and with a BDR, it's like almost 3 times as much, like 2.5. Okay, to be correct. And this is, once again, this is the fraction. Starting salary is 250. Okay, and let's just I'm not gonna I'm not going to to repview.com, and I'm not showing you that it's actually the median is 55,000 right now. Let's make it just 2,500. Okay, and it's 125 versus 52. It's like 75,000, if I'm right. Not 75, it's like 7480 or something. So I don't know. Everybody has its own dreams, aspirations, and so on. If you had like spare 75,000 in 3 years, so what would you use this money for? Don't just, everybody has like this wish list. Maybe you want a new house. Maybe you want to pay for education for your kids. Maybe you want a new car. Maybe you want just to move to another city, or maybe you just want to I don't know, you want to save this money and do nothing for several years, or like for 1 year, you want to like go for this round trip. By the way, I know this BDR guy who during last year he traveled all over the Europe. So he stayed for like 2 or 3 weeks, like in Italy, in Germany, and Switzerland, and here. And as a BDR, he was like, he was on with his laptop. He was making meetings to account executives, and he was traveling all over the world. And this is also the career opportunity that you can. It's it's ironic. It's like the BDR profession. I'm the BDR. I'm the and Roman's closing the same. We're doing the same system here. So by the way, add me on LinkedIn. If you have any question, please ping me. Please ask. I'm a real person. I'm here. You can just I'm here. Thank you very much. I think we can sign off and see you on the course. And in I think we'll have a couple more seminars, and I'm looking forward to meeting you on one of those. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Zen, and thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.